Been a little while since I've tried out a wireless mic system, so I figured why not? Comica reached out. I've looked at several of their mics up to this point, but never one that was wireless. And here it is. It has shown up. This is the Comica CVM WM100 UHF 48 channel wireless microphone. Now the interesting thing over here, it actually says it can be used with a camera, a camcorder, and a smartphone, which means that it's probably got several different cords with it. You got some specs over here on the side, 48 channels, 100 meters working distance, you can mute it, has a real-time monitoring, local audio testing, wireless audio monitoring, and 16 levels of adjustable audio volume. Here's all your specifications for the transmitter and the receiver on the back. So the frequency channel is in the 615 to 630 megahertz range. It says the frequency range over here is 20 hertz to 18 kilohertz, so it's not going to cover the full spectrum, but pretty close. And without any further ado, let's open it up, take a look. So it comes in a carrying case. It's got a little QR code on there if you want to scan that. I would guess that probably goes to their website. Got two pouches here. In the front, you've got your user guide, warranty information, XLR to 3.5mm cable, 3.5mm cable, relatively short, a couple of cold shoe to tripod mounts, and a couple of these little belt clips you can attach to the packs. Then the lavalier microphone itself, which has a little windscreen attached to it, as well as this additional little wind muff that you can put over top of it. Not bad. Then down in this main section, the only things that are left, of course, transmitter and receiver. Each one of them has a small LCD screen. They have minus, plus, and set buttons. On the top of this one you have line in, mic, and mute. You have output, headphone, and power button on the other one. Tripod mounts on the bottom of both in case you want to mount them onto a camera. And it looks like the batteries go in the bottom here, just right there. And with the batteries in place now, let's go ahead and try the power button. They both come on. And they both show channel 0, 615.350 megahertz. The receiver here is showing volume 15. And it looks like if I hold the set button for just a couple of seconds, it unlocks it. Then I can tap the set button again. It allows me to change the channel. RF high. You've also got low, but that's the only two options you get there. And you can change the channel on this. You can also change the volume and the channel on the receiver. And maybe it's just me, but it's looking like this screen is pretty thoroughly scratched up right out of the box. Not that it's really gonna hurt anything, but just thought I'd mention that. They both have pretty scratched up little screens on them. But I think they have connected to one another. I've gone ahead and hooked the lavalier mic into the transmitter. I'll hook a pair of headphones into the receiver, and we'll see if I can hear anything. Yeah, I'm hearing through the headphones. And it sounds a little bit muffled, and it sounds like there's a little bit of a background hiss, but I might just be hearing what I want to hear. It could be that the volume is turned up too loud on this, but it's probably a safe time to go ahead and do some quick testing, so let's try it. Alright, so here's just a very quick test of what the audio from this sounds like. I've got the lavalier positioned here just below the frame, so it's about 8 to 10 inches away from my mouth. The camera is probably 2 feet away from me, so it's not like it's having to go a hugely long distance in terms of the wireless transmission. But I think let's just walk away and see how far I can go before it actually loses the signal. Walking to the other end of the house. This is supposed to work over 100-meter range. So this really should not be that big of a deal. So it looks like I was about maybe 20 yards away, just a little under that. And as far as I'm aware, it looks like it was still working. And here's another very quick test using my Sony a6300, just sort of a test for myself here. I've got the camera set to volume level 9. Where normally if I'm plugged directly into it using the stuff that I would normally record with, it's 7, or if I'm using a non-powered mic, it's normally 14, so this is kind of in between there. But we're just sort of walking around testing to see what this sounds like, because my quick test using my other camera, the audio from this sounded kind of tinny. It sounded kind of almost like it was on a radio far away, so maybe not that great. So we'll just see how this sounds comparatively and go from there. And it's a while later. I've been testing this sort of off and on. I'm now using the XLR plug from the receiver into my Tascam recorder, which is then plugging into my camera. And I did some listening back at all of the footage that I've done so far, and it's not amazingly impressive. And I hate to say it, after listening back again, after testing out a bunch of different things, different channels on the transmitter and receiver, taking the volume all the way down and pumping the volume in my camera or in my recorder, there wasn't a whole lot that I could do to really salvage this. I actually tried plugging just the lavalier mic directly into my camera. It puts out a mono signal, and there was a lot of interference there. So I'm thinking that this probably has some interference both on the lavalier side and on the wireless side of it. It's just very noisy, and the audio quality is very tinny, and it's going to be very hard sell for me to recommend. So I'll put a link to where you can find it if you're interested in checking it out, but there are a lot of other really good options out there in the $200 price range, so do with this information what you will. But thank you guys, as always, for watching. Make sure, if you like this video, if you like the way that I presented this video, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't like anything about it, that's perfectly fine. You can hit the thumbs down too. I don't mind. Subscribe to the channel, though, so you get notified whenever I do put out new videos. This weekend's been a bit up and down. I try to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and it just did not work out this week, but I'm going to do my best for next week. So subscribe to get notified when those become available. Thank you guys, as always, for watching, though. We'll see you again next time.